Aw yeah, Rivers here with some cool tech, and today I want to show you the Western Digital WDTV Play. This is a media box that can play HD video from your networked computers or attached USB hard drives. These Western Digital players support the most formats of any set-top box. This can play AVI, Xvid, DivX, MPEG-4, MKV, H.264, X.264, ISO files, MOV, FLV. I'll put the complete list in the video description. For me, the Play is an upgrade from the WDTV Live. As you can see here, they look similar, but the Play has one less USB port and it's a little bit smaller. But the big improvement is the Play has more speed. Things like Netflix run quite a bit faster now, and I think the video looks better too. App stability seems to have been improved on the Play as well. Let's take a look at the ports. So from left to right, you've got the power in, the analog audio and video out, HDMI, Ethernet, and optical audio out. I love the new smaller, cleaner remote on the Play. It actually works on older versions of the Western Digital TV as well. It's also got programmable app buttons, so I've got Netflix, YouTube, and the network media streaming app programmed into my buttons down there at the bottom. This is an IR remote just like the WDTV Live and Apple TV. Let's go ahead and plug it in and see how it looks. So cable setup was a breeze, and I plugged in the power cord last, fired right up, it was a piece of cake. Once you complete the setup, here's what your home screen will look like. Of course, I've added a few apps to my favorites. That's the home screen right here. They start out being broken up into categories, and then you can move any of the apps to any of the other areas that you want to. So you've got the movies, web videos, music, photos, etc. There's also the option to put all of your apps on the screen at once, like the Apple TV. Also, like the Apple TV, there's no option to install new apps unless Western Digital decides that they want to put new apps on there for you with a firmware update. If you do want to install apps, the best way to do that is to get something more like an Android media player. And I have a whole bunch of reviews of them on my channel, so check my other videos. What Android media players do is basically run a tablet version of Android on your big screen TV that you control with an air mouse. Western Digital makes a nice app that you can use on your Android or iPhone to control your WDTV also. And it's got different ways to control it. You can use left, right, up, down. You can also use gestures where you kind of swipe and tap the screen to go where you want to go. It works really nice, and I do recommend it. It's free, so definitely give it a shot. I find the remote app really nice when you need to type something, especially something like an email address that's pretty long, and it takes quite a while on the original remote. Next, I want to show you the Play's video playback because that's its best feature. It can play 1080p HD video in a variety of formats with no problem. It can play HD video from either your network or a USB hard drive. So here's some video I shot on my Sony PJ710 camcorder at 60 frames a second 1080p. The WDTV Play handles it just fine. I have discovered a few bugs in the software of the WDTV Play. I'll put them down in the video description down below because hopefully they'll get resolved with the next firmware update coming here. Western Digital is pretty good with their firmware updates. They seem to come out pretty often. One other thing I wanted to talk about, and that is the Western Digital media player. It plays a lot of the same stuff as Apple TV or Roku or even a Blu-ray player. But what sets the Western Digital apart is that it can stream movies from your network and from a USB hard drive. So if you have a big movie collection and you want to put them all onto your hard drive or your computer so you don't have to get up and put in discs all the time, this is what you want because it makes it easier than any of those other devices. You can do it on some of them, but you might have to convert the movie to some other format in order to be able to stream it. If you want something more versatile than the Play, what you need is an Android media player, and that's basically, it looks like a thumb drive. It plugs into the HDMI port and it puts Android on your TV. Then you can install just about any app on there you want. But they aren't quite as user-friendly, and it's definitely possible to mess up things on an Android mini PC. I'm going to compare the Western Digital with some of the other players that I use. So here it is next to the Apple TV, and you can see it's almost the same size and shape, same ports, same Wi-Fi, everything. Just the software is the main big difference. Remotes, I actually like the Western Digital remote a lot better. It's probably one of my favorite remotes. Let me show you some of the different players that I have and that I actually use all the time. So I've got the WDTV Live, I've got the Apple TV, I've got the WDTV Play, and I've got lots of Android media players. They all have different strengths and weaknesses. I actually use all of these for different things. That wraps up my review of the Western Digital WDTV Play. I'll put more information about everything I talked about in the description down below, as well as links where you can get all the different media players. And I'll post an update video once I have more time to explore the Play. Well, thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you like this video and want to see more like it, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that little like button there, hit that thumbs up, it'll help me out so much, and as always, aloha.